Okay, I get it. You heard that chatbots are cool and now you want to build one for your personality brand. Listen, I'm going to take you step by step on how to not only to build one, but how to use it effectively for every single point of the process. Chilling here with a Jack on the Beanstalk shirt from shout out to Sam Shorkey. Let's get right into the video. Step number one is logically to find the best chatbot automation software out there to create your bot. Now, though there is a plethora of them out there, I highly recommend ManyChat just because of its easy navigation capabilities as well as its very, very clean user interface. And once you make yourself to ManyChat, it's a free account, right? You don't have to pay. I think the paid version is $10 per month. I personally don't use it. I'm not an advocate. It's not an affiliate specifically for ManyChat. I'm just saying what works and what I've personally enjoyed using myself. Now, it's very easy to come to this dashboard and absolutely find yourself intimidated by the capabilities and abilities that you find yourself able to use within the dashboard. This specifically is the Ava Montreal robot, as I am an organizer for Anonymous for the Voiceless in Montreal specifically. Being said, let's go right ahead to creating and showing you around what we're going to do with the AV Montreal robot, and more specifically any robot that you want to create for your personality brand, right? And keep in mind the basic functionalities and why messenger marketing is 1,000 times more powerful than any email marketing out there right now is because number one, you have the ability to exchange in a dialogue, right? And second of all, your click-through rates are going to be a lot higher because you're engaging on a platform with a lot more correspondence, with a lot more engagement per se, right? Because as you understand, the mindset on each individual social platform is absolutely different. If you take in consideration Facebook, you're not going to interact the same way as if you're interacting on Instagram, Snapchat, per se, Twitter, knowing that 25% of the users on Twitter are literally active, right? The 75% other percent are inactive. Enough rambling on. Let's go to the first step of creating a quote-unquote growth tool, which is said to increase conversion on your website. Being said, this is my favorite growth tool. I would not use anything else personally besides a button as a growth tool just because this seamlessly integrates as a quote-unquote lead magnet on any landing page that you have. Keep in mind, for SEO specific reasons, you want to make sure that this doesn't pop up until the user has scrolled down 30% of the way, because again, Google does not optimize for pop-ups. It hates spam, and if you have this showing up right when people come on your website, then you're not going to do well. Besides the point, I'm going to show you how to do that very, very basically. Let's take a look first of all at what a messenger bot can do for yourself, right? Because there's no use in showing you what to do if you do not know what it actually is. So let's continue as Oliver Zergus, which is my lovely name. And now if I go, it's probably going to show you all my conversations. Oh yeah, perfect. So I already logged into this just to give you an idea of what it looks like, right? But basically, if he is going to, so he actually gave me a wave. Well, listen, since I've already opted in, let me actually show you what was up, right? So this was the sales challenge that Mr. Jeremy Haynes, which is my digital mentor, created specifically, right? So let's go. Start the challenge by typing 30-day, right? That's another way to grow to start a lead magnet, right? And let me show you the capability. So welcome, this was specifically a 30-day sales challenge where every single day for the next 30 days you need to contact 100 people. So he was giving video number one, send me day one video, or I'm going to wait. Then I have the ability, and based on my answers, he literally gives back a response which is customized to not only my name, right, as you see over here, Oliver, but also whatever data point I put in. So 10K, if I tell him I'm going to make 10K with this sales challenge, then he's going to put this inside his quote-unquote database, which he can use further to get back to me. For example, holding myself accountable, saying, hey, did you get X, which X in this case would be 10K. Does that make sense? So basically you see how it's interactive as opposed to email marketing where you're just one way, you're giving blasts, it's kind of direct response marketing, although you do know the person. This is way more tailored, and again, it goes down to the principles of solution selling, which I'm absolutely a big advocate of that book, just because you need to understand that people don't like to be sold, people like to buy, knowing that the seller knows exactly what the solution is to their specific problem, and it starts by asking questions. So let me show you exactly what I have in mind for you guys. So let's actually go over here and let's go to automation directly, all right? And I want you, no, actually flows. Sorry about that. I want to click new flow. Enter flow name. Let's specifically for these capabilities, because I want you to do this in real time, is we're going to do program diagnosis. Excuse my French. So let's say someone opts in for over here. So it could be, if they come on your website, it could be over here, get free access to my training program or to one of your training programs, right? So let's say they click over here. The first message could be, hey, and then you would click over here, first name, right? For example, thanks, or how about no thanks, right? Because you want to stay within the psychological framework. Great to see you sign up and take your fitness goals in your own hands. Your body is going to thank you for it, right? Then you can put in a little emoji, right? Make it a little cheesy. And then what I would add is, for example, a text, right? And at this point, since we're going to add multiple layers to this specific sequence, I always invite you to go to Flow Builder, which is over here on the top right, just because it's going to be a lot easier to follow the specific process at which we're going to go through. So it may take a little time to load, but it shouldn't be more longer than you'd expect. Clearly click on the message, and over here, which is a second integrated message, we're going to add in before sorry, I can't write. I send you the program, I'd like to ask you a few questions. And then over here, for example, there are many ways to do this. And again, it goes from a client to client basis based on their voice and their brand identity. But it would be over here, start mini quiz, right? Boom. And then it could be send a message. So that means when they click on this specific button, it would send them a message right over here, right? And over here, for example, it could be question 1. Are you male or female? Right? And over here as a quick reply, not an add button, not a button, it would be a quick reply, because keep in mind this would be a specific user input or a pre-programmed user answer or input, meaning that they don't have to type in, they just have to click and it's as if they answered specifically. It would be male, or you could put in literally I'm a male, and then it could be send a message if they say I'm a male, or it could be also I'm a female, right? Perfect. Boom. And based on the specific answer set, what you can do afterwards, right? Okay. So let's say they say I'm a male. Then you can say, are you, but then maybe you want to say, you know what? It doesn't really matter whether they say I'm a guy or a girl. All I want to do is log that information. So if I go over here on this specific convo, right? And then I select this quick reply, I can select, so I'm going to actually delete this message and I'm going to redo it. I skipped a step. What you would do is number 1, it would be perform actions, right? And over here you would select an action. you would add a tag. Now this is very important. The tag would be male, right? And it would create a tag for you. And then from there, you would choose a next step, which would be send message. So based on the fact if they're a male or a female, then you would send them to a specific message. You see that. And not only that, but then you could retarget them based on the fact that they're a male, and they're probably more likely to want to gain strength. For example, I'm not trying to make any assumptions here, but this would be a great capability. And again, it goes down to what kind of course you're building, what kind of info product you're trying to sell, and how you're trying to inspire people. If you're a coach specifically on weight loss, if you're a coach specifically on muscle gain, then you tailor the specific program to them, and you might say, instead of male or female, you might say, are you trying to grow your arms, your biceps, or your legs, right? That could be a question you could ask. For specifically these capabilities, let's just assume, right? Let's just take one specific path just for the simplicities of this video. I don't want to get too long into it. And if you do have any questions, feel free to reach out to me personally. I always answer my emails. I always get back to you guys. If you want any more videos on this specific subject, let me know. But more specifically, let's say they say I'm a female, right? So you would add that specific tag sequence as we did before. And then over here is like, I'm looking to what is your main struggle? Keep in mind the wording. Now I'm going more into psychology. People are hell a lot better at knowing what they don't want as opposed to what they want, right? So as opposed to asking what their objective is, which most people don't know. If you do, great for you, but most people don't know what their objectives are. Then you want to ask them instead, what are they trying to run away from? What is their pain more importantly than their pleasure? So you would ask, what is their main struggle? And it's like, over here you could add, I can't lose weight. Or sorry, I can't lose weight. Right? And specifically on that action, I would first of all select a tag to know that their pain point is losing weight. Right? And then from there, you would choose send the message, and it would be, great. I'm so excited to see how shredded you'll look after this mini program, right? And then you could over here say, get started, right? And then you could click that, and then you send them a specific message, which would be over here. Day one video, right? So this could be one sequence. So either based on the answers that they give you, you retarget them knowing that they want to lose weight. You could do the exact same thing for losing muscle, literally copying the sequence and adding the specific flows accordingly. But let's say you could either send them video day one and then follow up with them by doing this specific action. So it would be day one, and then it could be over here, where's day two? So that could be, because they're so intrigued with that, they would go over here and they would click day one and perform actions, and then you could subscribe them to a specific sequence. And again, please keep in mind, watch this video thoroughly before you take any action, though you want to take this in real time. I invite you to get the big picture before you do anything else. So start another flow, right? You can literally send them to another flow completely, or what you could do is actions. You can subscribe them to a sequence, and we'll get to sequences in a bit. I just want you to understand the basic frameworks, because sequences, as opposed to a flow, which is in real time, they answer to you and you answer automatically back with an automatic message. Instead, it's sequence at a specific day. So it's sequence number one. It's 1 day from the point where they answer that message, and then you can sequence the second message after day two, or after half an hour, or on the next Monday at 8 p.m. Their time, your time, you name it. You make it relevant to whatever they're living right now. So day one video, I didn't finish this specific step. No one told me. Wow, guys, come on, guys. I'm literally speaking to the computer. I don't know what I'm doing. Basically, day one video, right? And you could over here literally add a video, right? And so you could add a video right over here. Again, you have to upload it, and it has to be less than 25 megabytes. But again, you can shorten it. And then what I would add over here is add a delay for 60 seconds, or the amount of time that it takes for them to watch a video, right? And maybe over here it says, right, delete. And if it's 3 minutes, all you have to do is copy that, right? It's not that bad. And what I would do also, if it's a delay, I would take away show typing, right? You get the point. But let's just assume it's, let's just purely assume that it's that way. And again, it's showing an error because it cannot be the last message. That's all right. Then after they watch the video, or you assume that they watched the video, you want to follow up saying, how did you like it? Ready for day 2. And again, I'm making this super simple, but again, you could add over here. By the way, the training program that I mentioned, or the exercises I mentioned, or maybe you're showing in this specific video the first program within their first workout within the entire program. You might say, here's the breakdown of the workout. Then you could do squats times 3, and then you go on and put in the training program inside here. You can also put in a PDF which you can download by clicking this file over here, and then you can literally upload any file relevant to whatever information you gave them beforehand. There's 1,000 ways to do it, and they can ask for where's day 2, and then you can put them to a specific sequence, and then based on that answer, you could also, right, you can also, so after you subscribe them to the sequence, you could choose another step and say, day 2 will come tomorrow. Now go work out, right? Make it fun, make it interactive. Make sure that you add a few user inputs here and there so you keep the dialogue going. You make sure you diagnose them. And every time you make them answer a specific question that is relevant to whatever they're living, make sure, absolutely crucially, that you add a tag, an action item to whatever they're living right now. Right? So I can't lose weight. You want to make sure you log that so that you can retarget them basically on that. Okay, second phase you can also be doing, okay, I'm getting a little deeper, is when they tell you that their main struggle is I can't lose weight. Instead of sending them a video, you can send them to a landing page which would look like this, right? By the map, ClickFunnels.opt-in, right? And this is a landing page that we're no longer using for now. And it could be specifically related to the fact that they told you that they wanted to lose weight. So the entire copy on this website could be programmed to say, can't seem to lose weight, or the final program that will help you lose at least 5 pounds, right? So wording specifically based on the fact, and you could have another landing page which is a copy of this one, but the wording is different and the content within is different, right? Saying, hey, how to gain 5 pounds of muscle, right? In 2 weeks, for example. I'm exaggerating a bit, maybe not. You know how to get results for your clients, right? You're a specialist. Based on that, you can give them the mini course and then ask them to buy in. And this is purely made with ClickFunnels. If you want an expert on that, I'd be more than glad to help you out. But you get the point, right? And the key word you have to remember from this, whatever you try to do, is contextual advertising, right? You always want to remain within the context of the specific pain points within that the person is specifically living, right? So either send them a video within the chat and then warm them up, and then afterwards send them to a landing page knowing that they gave you a specific pain point that they're living, or directly send them to a landing page and then retarget them because you have a pixel on the website based on the fact that they came to a landing page and maybe didn't opt in, right? You could say, hey, I noticed you wanted to lose weight, but you didn't seem to opt in the mini program. How comes that? Listen, hop in right in. I'll help you out. And again, there's 1,000 different ways to do that with contextual advertising, but you get the basic point. Number 2, okay, this is another key distinction, and then we'll keep it out, right? So many people are using this specifically for lead generation. I want to help you and use this specifically also for your clients that you already have. So what I usually recommend that coaches do is have, number 1, a Facebook group, but at least some type of live call that you do on a regular basis to keep your clients engaged, keep the people who are already on your automated programs engaged, to increase the lifetime value of a customer, right? And make sure that they stay within the course and get maximum results, right? Because money is great, but we want to inspire people, and you should always be doing this as a moral obligation to help out people, right? Money is always a byproduct of the value that you give to the people, to the marketplace, right? So you would go over here. Let's say you have a live coaching call that you do on Facebook, okay? So you would start the live call, and then you would get your digital marketer, i.e. me. I'm just kidding. I could do it, but you could also get other people to do it as well. To copy the link of the live video, come over here to broadcasts, create a new broadcast, and say, we're live this week again, for example. You know how to word it better than I am. And then you could add whatever relevant text, maybe the topic, like how to work your glutes this week. And you can see watch live video. And you could open a website, right? And within this website, you would put in the URL of the specific live video that is playing right now. And then you could automatically update them, right, as a subscription podcast, because you put in, first of all, a tag, and then this gets a bit more advanced. But once they do become a paying customer, you can add a tag that they're a paying customer and only send this to people who are tagged as paying customers, right? Then you would start sending now. You would send all at the same time. You would do a regular push, or you could do a silent push if you don't want to bother them out, right? And you want to keep that trust within them. And you would literally send that to the, for example, in this case, 161 users who have a tag of people who bought. So these are two very basic ways. But again, keep in mind, so number one, you want to use it for automatic broadcast when you're doing live videos. Super, super crucial, right? To increase attendance and increase the value that you're giving out there. And also diagnosing to make sure you add tags, and then you offer solutions relevant to each individual pain point that specific individual is living. Right? We can get into more detail. We can get into nitty gritty. If you have any questions, if you want me to cover anything else, please feel free to let them down below. I'll answer your message and your comment personally. I always check out my comments, unless this channel goes insanely viral and I don't even have time anymore. But you get the point. I'll answer them. I'll make a video on whatever questions you have. Let me know if you want me to help you out with this. Feel free. I'd love to be able to give you a consultation or give you any type of value that you need. Peace out.